I just wanted to show you that down here is a secret area. But I'm gonna die, so here. Let's take a little more look at this. Let's pay more attention to the game we're actually playing than all the games that we're not. That I keep on discussing. Yeah, so it is nighttime. You can look up there, see the moon. You can see stars. Very pretty. It's interesting that you can only see stars on part of the night sky, huh? Yeah. So you can see we're in this big, big inside of a castle here. And this is where really the widescreen option on PCSX-R as an emulator works very well. Because we are in this enclosed space, we don't really see any pop-ins or pop-outs. You know, I can look all the way around, and the environment looks like it was meant to be rendered in widescreen to begin with. It looks like native. So anyway, as you can see, we got this little moat on the inside of the castle that we have a bridge going across. And if you look down and to your right, there is a hidden area over here. Aha! Alright, there's a whirlwind. Presumably that'll take us back up to the main area. So first, let's go ahead and explore all of this. Go up these steps over this portcullis. See if we can find more treasure. You know, it's funny. When I was very young, I decided that I wanted to write a walkthrough for this game, right? And I just didn't have as good a grasp on language at the time. So there was lots of times where I would say like, you know, you need to go in this blue swirly thing, you know, instead of just calling it a whirlwind, or you need to go over that that spiky metal gate thing instead of portcullis, you know. So it was kind of funny. It's interesting that this palace, or this castle here, is kind of overgrown. You know, you can see like it's actually part of the swamp. We see vines growing over the castle walls. Now this is probably my favorite part of the entire level. You ride this whirlwind up, you look at the moon above you, and then you have a big glide onto the rooftops of this place, and you can really take into account just the grandeur of this level here. You can see how big it is. You can see the parapets and the castle towers. And again, when you compare this to a view in something like Dragon Age Inquisition, maybe it's not that impressive. But for you know, someone's first experience with video games, to look around these giant, massive levels, it was a beautiful, beautiful experience. And there is almost that sense that, you know, we're at the very borders of the game world. You know, just over this ridge, there's really nothing out there, right? You know, but there's a sense that that if we could just make it up over the ridge, we could fly out and we would find new lands in the swamp. You know, I think that that's something that I can't remember many games have done as well as Spyro, with regards to really evoking a sense that you're in a much larger world than you can actually see. You know. Here, I feel like I'm playing a very small portion of a real, living, breathing world. I think the emphasis today now has changed, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but the emphasis has changed to showing all of the world, you know? You know, just with the emphasis on open world, you know? And that's cool because that brings out those elements that I'm talking about, how you just want to go and explore and see this wide open world. But it's almost like the old, you know, the old saying about horror films, you know, about how it's what you don't see that's scariest. Here, it's almost what you don't see that's that makes the world so imaginative and fun, you know, because everything is up to your imagination here, you know. You have enough to evoke a sense of a certain kind of world, and the idea that there's more beyond it, but it's not all spelled out for you. So I think that's partly why Spyro really inspired such a large audience, and why it developed such a voracious fan community that was committed to writing fan fiction and exploring and developing this world on their own, because it was really like a fire starter, you know. It's like here's a little hint of this wild magical world, and audiences, you know, players that it resonated with just kind of took it and ran with it. So this level is much more similar to like Toasty or what was the Peacekeeper's boss? Dr. Shemp, with regards to boss fights than Blowhard was, right? Blowhard, we met him very early on in the beginning of the level, and we spent the rest of the level chasing him. Here, we have, you know, basically a regular Spyro level, and now we're about to go to fight the boss.
This big robot is all charged up to meet you. Attacking the power pole should disrupt its power supply.
Okay, good. So there's our hint about how to beat this guy. Let's check him out. See, he's a big robot. He's got horns. So the trick here is we have to charge the... Oh, no! We have to charge the poles when they're green, not when they're red. Okay. Aha! Gotcha. Now, Metalhead does actually attack you. He does fire off that beam. Oh, he's got a mohawk, too. Ha! You know, again, just to really drive home that grunge atmosphere. Keeps on throwing those little metal guys at me. There you go. I'm waiting for this thing to turn. Does he have an endless supply of those dudes? He can't have an endless supply because there's a limited amount of treasure. Oh, look, he can actually shoot his own things. Ouch! I can throw the big guys at me, too. There we go. Now he's running away. Of course he is. I think I am going to go back and see if there's a little health pickup for me. See if there's any more fodder that's respawned. So Sparks can get something nummy to eat. Just again, because of the convenience of having... Oh, you can't go back. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Decided to do the rest of this level without Sparks by my side. Ah, that's unfortunate. Alright, you can see we've got a much wider space here. This is one of the larger levels in the game, I feel like. You know, we have these huge arenas. They're almost reminiscent of like a Quake arena, you know? Oh, no, 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 no! Let's try this again. So you can see, if you look at the castle walls here, there's a little outcropping. And you can go behind this ooze waterfall to find some extra treasure. And there's the locked chest that we need the key for. Nummy nummy treasure. It's much more convenient when we have Sparks to pick all this treasure up for us. I think in the first game, I don't know if this was as present in the game before this, or the games after this, rather. Actually, the higher health Sparks was, the further away he would fly to pick up your gems for you. So, oh no! Oh no! So flying into the ooze doesn't kill us directly, but it does have collision detection on it, and it will not knock us into the ooze, but can't fly through it. All right, well, Metalhead's doing a pretty good job of taking out his own little charger dookies. Yep, boom, whoa! Back off. There we go. That one's red. That one should be green then. No! Got me. It changed right when I got to it. Oh, careful! It's gonna change. Haha! One more. Oh, careful. Oh, he got me. There you go. I can't stand behind this and get him to shoot it, but... Interestingly, we subverted the video game rule of threes here. We only had to really face off against him twice. in order for him to go down for the count. Alright, so we can go into this chamber here. We can see that there's some gems up top. I'm sure we'll be able to make our way in there somehow, right? Oh, there's a whirlwind. It's pretty well laid out for us. Kind of hard to miss unless you're just beelining for that return home portal. And it looks like there's a terrace that we can get out onto as well. Let's go see what we see out here, huh? Again, I just cannot emphasize enough how much this atmosphere is really enjoyable. This, you know, these open spaces, these very intricately designed worlds. Oh no! Fortunately, our controller is fighting with us a little bit again. Ah! Wouldn't be a problem if we had Sparks with us. Why did they let Sparks die? Why? No, it's not really explained how Sparks can keep on dying and come back to life. If in fact he is dying, maybe they're just saying that you know, once he takes so many hits, he flies away to recover. You know, but I don't think it's something you're supposed to think about too much. If you listen to the soundtrack here, you can hear those little wails that we hear from the Beastmaker's homeworld that make this. It's what I was talking about. How there's kind of a level of, it's creepiness isn't really the right word, but just an otherness, a bizarreness to the world. You know. Alright, I can hear chickens, so we need to go ahead and get Sparks back. Oh, a couple chickens, yay. And now it's time to head to my other favorite world. I'm not sure if I said Beastmakers was my favorite or not, but Dreamweavers is also very high up there for me. Wow, that was quick! I barely had a chance to patch that leak. Jump in the balloon and I'll show you the Dreamweavers world. Dreamweavers is a ridiculously fun world. I made some note that in Magic Crafters there's kind of an Alice in Wonderland kind of feel, and we kind of get that again here in Dreamweavers. We start off and immediately, like, you can tell this whole world is different from any of the other ones we've dealt with so far. You look around and the sky is this bright, beautiful rainbow color, you know? You can see stars out in the daytime. And we've got these castles in the sky. These like these on these spires, you know, and just floating islands. All right, so we got this big guy. Now, if you look, we got these little beams that are come through and changing our enemies around us, right? And that's kind of a common theme throughout the Dreamweavers world, is that nothing is really as it seems. You know, everything changes.